Global crude oil prices have soared, reaching their highest level since 2014 in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And petrol prices locally are expected to increase further, with predictions that we'll soon be paying $2.10 a litre at the bowser. I'm now joined by Peter Currie, spokesperson for the NRMA. Peter, how much further can we expect these prices to rise?
Yeah, good evening. Unfortunately, there's very little good news on the horizon. We absolutely expect them to go up even higher than they have. Every capital city right now is the highest it's ever been. We're expecting at least one of those capital cities to breach the $2 a litre an average price for the first time ever. And every regional centre across Australia is currently paying the highest we've ever paid, both for petrol and diesel. So not good news. And as oil's gone up $10 a barrel this week, not great news looking forward.
And what impact is this going to have on households and businesses? Is there an end to these prices soaring? And do we have a plan B if this conflict in Russia continues?
Well, the largest factor contributing to inflation in Australia right now was petrol prices. Petrol is also one of the major transport factors for families. 15% of the family budget is now spent on transport. But the real concern, in addition to that, is the impact on the economy. As I mentioned, diesel prices record highs. The Australian economy runs on diesel. Farming, manufacturing, mining, transport, it's all run by diesel in Australia. So as long as these prices continue to skyrocket, businesses, in particular smaller businesses, are not going to be able to contain those costs for much longer. They will inevitably pass on to the consumer. So it has a profound effect on not just family budgets, and we know families are hurting, but also on the Australian economy. In terms of a plan B, well, unfortunately, we rely heavily on imported oil in this country. Overwhelmingly, our fuel comes from overseas. And so, unfortunately, we are exposed to the volatility of these prices, and they have never been more volatile as they have really over the last 18 months.
Oh, that's not good news. If it's going to add to that inflationary pressure and prices are going to go up, and that's going to put pressure on interest rates as well. So it's just going to be a double whammy for Australians just coming out of this pandemic. You're not bringing me any good news tonight at all, but this may be a silly question, but you hear people say that there's particular days where you should buy petrol, where it's traditionally cheaper. Is there any truth to that? Should we avoid filling the tank on weekends, for example?
Gee, I wish it was that simple. It used to be. Years ago, we used to have a 7-day price cycle. So every Tuesday was the cheapest day of the week, and we could tell our members to go and fill up then. But those days are well and truly gone, unfortunately. Look, most of the large capital cities in Australia have these things called price cycles. We're the only places on earth that have them, and prices will skyrocket within a few days, upwards of 40 cents a litre, and then they'll take a month to fall 30 cents a litre. And so the best we can do for the public is try and give them some sort of understanding of when we get to the bottom of the cycle and alert them to that's the time to fill up. But beyond that, there is no science behind it. There is no consistency. The only thing more volatile than oil prices are these price cycles, which we have in the largest capital cities across Australia.